I froze as I read the birthday card from my parents. To our beloved son, the one who always made us proud, Jacob, we're so lucky to have you. You deserve it all. Inside was a check. Not for me, for him, 10 grand. On my birthday. I stared at it, pulse racing. Was this a joke? It was supposed to be a simple dinner. A quiet, small celebration at my parents' place in Tacoma. I'm Ethan Doyle, 32, software engineer. Pretty good at what I do, pay my taxes. Never been in trouble. But that night changed everything. I arrived at their house. With a bottle of wine and a smile that felt forced the second I stepped through the door. My mom, Marlene, beamed like she just won the lottery. My dad, Hank, gave me the usual side hug. And then came Jacob, my younger brother, 27. No job, no prospects. No shame. Hey, birthday boy. Jacob shouted, clapping me on the back like he was doing me a favor by showing up. He smelled like weed and cheap cologne. I ignored it. I always ignored it. We sat down for dinner, lasagna, garlic bread, and that damn store-bought cake they always get. I tried to focus on the food, tried to tell myself it was just another awkward family evening. But then Mom brought out the card. The card, she handed it to me with a big grin. Open it, honey. I open it. I read it. I felt my stomach twist. A birthday card that praised Jacob. On my birthday, with a $10,000 check made out to him. I blinked. Is this ... a mistake? Mom's smile didn't waver. Oh no, sweetie. We wanted to surprise Jacob tonight too. He's been having a hard time. We thought he deserved a little help. Dad chimed in. It's been rough for him. You understand, right? You're doing well. You've always done well. The lasagna turned to ash in my mouth. I looked at Jacob. He smirked. Don't be weird about it, man. It's just money. Just money. I paid their mortgage last year when they fell behind. I replaced their water heater when it burst. I wired them $3 grand last Christmas when Mom's car broke down. But sure, Jacob deserved help. I set the card down. My hands were shaking, but my voice was calm. Too calm. So, on my birthday, you gave him 10 grand. Mom's face softened, like I was a child who didn't understand. Ethan, it's not like that. You don't need it. Jacob needs it. You're so stable. We're so proud of you. I laughed. I couldn't help it. A hollow, bitter laugh. Proud enough to give my birthday gift to him. Jacob rolled his eyes. Bro, it's not that serious. Chill out. I pushed my chair back. The leg scraped loudly against the floor. You're right, I said, voice tight. It's not that serious. It's just 10 grand. Just like it wasn't serious when I paid your rent last year. Or when I covered your credit card bill. Or when I fixed your car. Not serious at all. Silence. Heavy. Awkward. Mom opened her mouth, but I held up my hand. Don't. Just don't. I grabbed my coat. Walked out into the cold night air. My breath fogged in front of me as I stared at their house. The house I'd saved from foreclosure. The house Jacob lived in rent-free. I didn't look back. I drove home in silence, hands gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned. White. That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The ceiling of my apartment, the one I work for, the one no one helped me get. And I made a decision. I wasn't going to be their backup plan anymore. The next morning, I woke up to a flood of messages. Mom, Dad, even Jacob, who usually couldn't be bothered to text unless he needed gas money. The first one? From Mom, please don't be upset. We love you both. Can you come over tonight? We want to talk. Talk? Oh, now they wanted to talk? When I was a walking wallet, they didn't need to talk. When I was wiring money to cover their emergencies, all they needed was my routing number. I didn't answer. Not that day. Not the next stop by day 3. Gag cracked. You're being immature, Ethan. Family comes first. Don't let money ruin that. Money? I nearly threw my phone at the wall. Money wasn't ruining anything. Their choices were. And then came the bomb that lit the fuse. Jacob posted a photo on Instagram. Selfie. Big grin. Flashing a set of keys. Caption. New ride. Grateful for my amazing parents. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag family first. A car. They gave him money for a car. My birthday gift became his down payment. And here he was, gloating, hashtags and all, like he'd earned it. I stared at the screen, heat rising in my chest. That was it. The last. Thread snapped. I didn't text. I didn't call. I acted first. I stopped the monthly automatic payment I've been sending for their utilities. Then I canceled the standing grocery deliveries I'd set up. No more Thursday night groceries magically arriving at their doorstep. No more small things Ethan handled so they didn't have to worry. Next, I logged into the account where I'd quietly been paying down their credit card balance every month to keep them from drowning. I stopped, cold. I sat back, heart pounding. It felt like cutting a cord that had been strangling me for years. Hours passed. The silence was golden. Until it wasn't. That evening. Hey, Ethan, can you check why the power bill didn't go through? From Dad. No reply. The next day. We're out of milk and bread. Can you send what you usually do? From Mom. I left it unread. By the end of the week, their tone changed. Ethan, this isn't funny. The mortgage is due. We're counting on you. I stared at the message for a long time. Then typed, ask Jacob. He's the one you're proud of. Send. Within minutes, my phone rang. I let it buzz. Again and again. I didn't pick up. And then Mason himself decided to chime in. That snake. Dude, you're making this a big deal. Just help them out like always. Don't punish them over nothing. Nothing. I nearly laughed. Out loud, I wrote back. You're their hero, right? Step up. Silence. Sweet, deafening silence. For the first time in years, I slept like a rock. No guilt. No anxiety. Just peace. But peace wasn't going to last. Not in this family. A week. Later, a voicemail from Aunt Judy, the one who always said she stayed out of family drama. I'm not getting involved, Ethan, but your mom's heartbroken. Maybe just give her a call? Oh, so now they were rallying the troops, painting me as the villain. The bad son. I checked Facebook out of morbid curiosity. There it was. A photo of their porch. Caption, we gave our children everything. Sometimes that's still not enough. Dozens of likes. Comments from neighbors. From people I hadn't seen since high school. Sympathy, pity, and not for me. And of course, Jacob had to comment. Some people forget what family means. Family? Is that what he called it when he leeched off them for years, while I kept them afloat? I slammed the laptop shut, jaw clenched so tight it hurt. I wasn't angry anymore. I was done. The next day, they tried again. A transfer request from Mom, the exact mortgage amount, down to the cent. No note, no message. Just numbers. I declined it. The phone rang. I let it ring. And then came the guilt trip text. You let your parents lose their home? I didn't. Answer. I was done being their safety net. Let their chosen one, their golden boy, be the hero they'd written me out for. But oh, it wasn't over. 2 days later, a knock at my door. I peeked through the peephole. There they were. Mom, Dad, Jacob. I didn't open it. I let them stand there. Let them knock. Let them text. Let them see what silence really felt like. They made their choice. Now they could live with it. I thought I'd seen the worst of it. I thought the silent standoff would be enough. But no. My family wasn't done dragging me through the mud. 3 days after they showed up at my door, I got a call from a blocked number. I let it go to voicemail. Curiosity got the better of me. I listened. A banker. Polite voice. Hi, Mr. Doyle. I wanted to confirm your application for a joint loan with your parents. We just need your signature to proceed. What? I froze. My heart started pounding so loud I could barely hear the rest of the message. A joint loan? I never applied for anything. I called the bank immediately. My voice was shaking with fury. The rep pulled up the file. It looks like your parents submitted the application last week. They provided your information, said you'd be co-signing. I almost dropped the phone. I never agreed to that. I barked out. The rep sounded awkward. Well, the paperwork's incomplete without your signature, so nothing's final yet. Yet? They tried to rope me in behind my back. I hung up, hands trembling. My mind raced. How dare they? After everything they tried to trap me, I paced the apartment, fury boiling under my skin. My phone buzzed. A text from Mom. We thought you'd understand. You've always been so generous. Generous? Generous is buying groceries. Generous is fixing the plumbing. What they tried was theft. I didn't answer. I couldn't. I was seeing red. And then, the twist I never saw coming. That night, I got a message. From an unknown number. Just 5 words. Thought you should know, Jacob. Attached was a screenshot, my parents' bank statement. And there it was, a withdrawal. $5,000. Transferred to an account in Jacob's name. Not for the mortgage, not for bills. For him. It hit me like a punch to the gut. Whoever sent it? I didn't know. A pissed off teller? A friend of a friend? An angel? I didn't care. It was the truth staring me in the face. Jacob had been draining them dry, my so-called golden boy brother. The same one smiling in selfies. The same one posting about family loyalty. I sat there numb. Then came the fury. A tidal wave. I opened my laptop, pulled up every document I had, receipts, bank transfers, proof of the thousands I'd given, the bills I paid, the repairs I covered. Years of it. Evidence. That I did something I never thought I'd do. I shared it publicly. One post. One long, brutal post on Facebook. With screenshots. With dates. With facts. Caption. Since the narrative seems to be that I abandoned my family, here's the truth. I was never the villain. Just the bank. I hit post. And the fallout. Instant. Comments started pouring in. Friends. Extended family. Old co-workers. People I hadn't heard from in years. Wow, I had no idea. You don't owe them anything, man. Jacob should be ashamed. Even Aunt Judy chimed in. This breaks my heart, Ethan. I'm so sorry. The house of cards my parents built? It collapsed. Publicly, spectacularly, but it didn't stop there. The next morning, my phone blew up. Mom, Dad, even Jacob. Messages, calls, begging, angry, desperate. How could you do this to us? You embarrassed us in front of everyone. You're tearing this family apart. I stared at the screen, feeling something I hadn't felt in years. Power. I didn't reply, but the storm kept raging. Jacob tried damage control. He posted a long rant. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But airing family laundry is low. Low? Low is stealing from your parents and blaming your brother. The comments weren't buying it. They tore him apart. And the final blow? The same mystery number messaged again. If you want real dirt, check where that new car came from. Not bought. Leased. In your dad's name. Behind on payments. I nearly dropped my phone. Jacob's new ride? Another lie. Another chain around Dad's neck. And that's when I knew. The story wasn't over. It was just getting good. After the storm of my post, I thought maybe, just maybe, the chaos would settle. But no, it only got worse. My parents' calls turned frantic. Jacob's rants online became unhinged. And somehow, I was still the villain in their eyes. The silence from people who once praised me felt like betrayal all over again. And that's when she appeared. I was sitting at a coffee shop near my apartment, eyes heavy from sleepless nights, heart heavy from everything else. I'd ordered a black coffee and just stared at it, too exhausted to lift a cup. Rough week? A voice said. I looked up. She stood there, maybe late 20s, dark hair pulled into a messy braid, sharp brown eyes that seemed to see everything. A worn leather jacket, chipped black nail polish, and a kind of confidence that made you look twice. I forced a smile. You could say that. She slid into the seat across from me without asking. Sorry, you just looked like you needed someone to listen. I blinked. Who was this girl? I'm Harper, she said. I was sitting 2 tables over. I couldn't help overhearing you on the phone earlier, the I'm not sending another cent part. Sounded like you're in a bind. I should have told her to mind her business. I should have walked away. But instead, I talked. I spilled everything. The birthday betrayal. The stolen money. The fake car lease. The loan attempt behind my back. All of it. Words tumbled out faster than I could stop them. She didn't interrupt. Just listened, nodding, her eyes burning with that sharp, fierce kind of understanding. When I finished, she leaned back and whistled low. Damn, your family sounds like a real circus. I snorted. First laugh I'd had in weeks. That's one word for it. She tilted her head. So, what's your plan? I hesitated. I don't know. I'm tired. I don't want to play their game anymore. Harper grinned. A flash of mischief. Then stop playing. Hit reset. Make your own game. I frowned. And do what? Move to a new city? Change my name? Fake my death? She laughed, a real warm laugh. No, man, expose him. Not just to your old friends. Publicly. Hit where it hurts. reputation, credit, everything. If they want to use you, turn the tables. It was wild, crazy, and exactly what I needed. To hear, "You some kind of expert at this?" I asked, half joking. Her eyes darkened, just for a second. "Let's just say, I've been where you are. My ex tried to ruin my life. Didn't work out for him. Something about the way she said it. I believed her. And then she pulled out her laptop. Come on, let's map it out. We sat there for hours. Harper helped me build a plan. We gathered receipts, pulled public records, leases, debts, the failed loan application, everything my family had done behind my back. Then she showed me tools, websites that let you file fraud alerts, contacts at the credit bureau, tips on how to flag suspicious activity. By the end of the day, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Control. "You don't owe anyone your peace of mind," Harper said quietly, closing her laptop. "They made their choices. Now make yours." We walked out of the coffee shop into the cold evening air. I turned to thank her, but she was already gone. Just disappeared into the crowd. For a second, I wondered if she'd been real at all. But there on my phone was her number. A text. "You've got this. Don't let them write your story." And I wouldn't. Not anymore. I didn't sleep that night. My mind was electric. Harper's words echoed in my head. Don't let them write your story. By morning, I knew what I had to do. The first step? I filed fraud alerts on everything. My credit, my accounts, my name. I wasn't going to let them wreck me financially like they tried to wreck me emotionally. The banker who called about the loan, I followed up. I made sure they understood no signature from me. No deal. Done. Next, I posted again. Not just another Facebook post. This time, I went bigger. Reddit. A heater. A full breakdown of what had happened. The lies, the stolen money, the fake car, the attempted loan scam. The audience? Massive. Thousands of views in hours. Comments poured in. Support. Outrage. People saw me now. You've carried them long enough. They chose their golden child. Let him carry them. Op, you're a saint. Cut them off for good. The tide had turned. Finally, and then. The phone call started. First, Mom. Tears in her voice. Ethan, what are you doing? This is humiliating. We're family. I let the silence answer. Then Dad. Angry now. You're destroying us. Is that what you want? I almost laughed. Destroying them? They'd done that themselves, but it wasn't over. Not yet. Jacob showed up at my apartment. Pounded on the door like he had a right to be there. Open. Up. We need to talk. I didn't move. Didn't make a sound. Dude, don't do this, he shouted. You're ruining everything. Ruining everything? No, I was saving myself. Finally, he left. Kicked the door on his way out. Pathetic. But the craziest part? The universe wasn't done serving up drama. 2 days later, I got a letter. Certified mail. From the county. A notice. Their house, the one I'd saved so many times, officially in pre-foreclosure. They were out of options. The money was gone. Jacob had bled them dry. The payments hadn't been made. This was real. This was the consequence they never thought would come, and I felt nothing but relief. They tried one last play. A public plea. Mom and Dad posted a video. Facebook Live. I watched in stunned silence. Mom's voice trembled. We never meant to hurt Ethan. We just wanted to help Jacob find his way. Dad added, he's making us out to be monsters. We're just parents trying our best. Jacob stood in the background, arms crossed, fake hurt in his eyes. But the comments? Oh, the comments. They weren't buying it. You used your son like an ATM. No wonder he walked away. This is embarrassing. Take accountability. I sat there, watching it all crumble. And for once, I didn't feel guilty. Then came the twist no one saw coming. A message. From Harper. Just 2 words. Check this. And a link. A listing. The house. Their house. My childhood home. For sale. But here's the kicker. It wasn't them selling it. Jacob had tried to list it behind their backs through a shady contact, hoping to pocket a quick payout before foreclosure finalized. My stomach dropped. I called the agent on the listing. That property's in foreclosure proceedings. The owners aren't selling it. That listing's a scam. The agent sounded stunned. Thank you for the heads up. I'll pull it. Jacob, my own brother, trying to profit off the wreckage he created. The house that I once held together. He was ready to sell it out from under them. That was the final nail. I screenshotted it, posted it. Everywhere, the truth wasn't just out. It was carved in stone. The fallout was nuclear. Jacob's friends? Gone. The few family members who still defended my parents, silent. My parents? Their perfect golden child. Image shattered in front of the whole world, and me. I finally felt free. That night, Harper texted, "Proud of you. You're done carrying their mess." I stared at the message, took a deep breath, and smiled. For the first time in years, I could finally breathe. I thought it was over. I thought I'd said my piece. But fate? Fate had one last brutal twist to serve. A week passed. I stayed quiet. No more posts. No more calls. The storm seemed to calm. I went back to work. I started running again. Eating. Sleeping. Living. Finally living. And then came the letter. A thick envelope. Hand-delivered to my building's front desk. No return address. Just my name, scrawled in my mother's handwriting. My heart sank before I even opened it. Inside, a copy of the final foreclosure notice. And a handwritten note. Ethan, we lost the house. Jacob is gone. We don't know where. We have nowhere to go. We're so sorry. Please, call us. I sat there, the paper trembling in my hands. The house gone. The house I saved over and over again. The house I grew up in. The house I kept standing when no one else lifted a finger. Gone. And Jacob, the golden boy, vanished the second the ship sank. Coward. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just felt hollow. For hours, I walked the city. My city, not theirs. Not ours. Mine. I passed by Harper's coffee shop. And, as if summoned by the universe, there she was, leaning against the brick wall, sipping tea like she had all the time in the world. She spotted me, smirked. You look like you just watched. The credits roll on a horror movie. I handed her the note. She read it in silence. Then she looked up. So, what's next? I exhaled, long and slow. I don't know. Harper's grin turned wicked. I do. And that's when the idea hit. Savage, poetic, perfect. We spent the weekend digging deeper. Public records. Jacob's trail of destruction. We found it all. He'd racked up debt in their names, tried to pawn their remaining belongings, sold fake promises to anyone dumb enough to believe him. And then, Harper worked magic. She had connections. A friend at a local paper. They took the story, all of it, the betrayal, the stolen money, the scam listings. The Golden Boys fall from grace. By Monday morning, it was everywhere. Front page, online, shared, viral, headline. The son who sold the family home. A tale of betrayal and collapse. The comments were brutal. No more sympathy for my parents. No more pity for Jacob. The truth was out. And the best part, the house now auctioned. Bought by a young couple who'd been struggling to get their first home. A family who would care for it. Who deserved it. Harper and I stood across the street on moving day. I watched as the new owners unloaded their boxes. A dog barked from the car. A little kid ran up the porch steps. The swing I'd once fixed was gone, but laughter filled the air. It felt right. Harper nudged me. Closure? I nodded. Yeah, finally. And then she grinned. Come on, hero. Let's get out of here. We walked away, leaving the wreckage and the past behind. But fate had one last gift. 3 months later, I got a card in the mail from the new homeowners. They'd found my name carved in an old workbench in the garage. A thank you for what I'd done to keep the house standing for so long. You kept this place alive. We'll honor that. I stood in my apartment, card in hand, and for the first time in years, I felt at peace. In Jacob. Last I heard, he tried to scam someone. In another state. Didn't go so well. Karma doesn't forget. Mom and Dad? They moved in with relatives. I didn't block their numbers. I didn't need to. They stopped calling. Maybe they finally understood. And me? I kept going. Built a life that was mine. Number. More being the family bank. No more invisible backbone. Just me. Sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction. It's freedom. That's the end of today's story. Did things turn out the way you thought? Or were there some surprises along the way? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't joined the community yet, now's the perfect time. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always the first to catch new stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.